So, Shuko, how was your Christmas?
Lots of food.
Of course.
Lots of gifts.
Of course.
Lots of everything. I loved it.
Good.
Did you look for the pickle in the tree?
Of course.
So, Geoff, our special show.
From know-how to wow. The Bosch Global Podcast.
Welcome, dear listeners, to our special holiday episode, 2021 year-end wrap-up.
Wrap-up. How time has flown.
Yeah, indeed. Flown. Oh, my gosh. But I haven't flown. I've flown once in a year. So what's flown? Not me.
Well, your contribution to a more environmentally friendly world has definitely...
That's right. That's right. Remember, we did the Earth days calculation with Milena in I think it was like episode 12 or something. That was a good one. And she barely beat me, which I was pretty proud of being an American. You know.
So competitive.
Tell me, when is your personal Earth Overshoot Day?
The 2nd of April.
2nd of April. Mine is the 11th of April.
So, Shuko, what would you say? What's been one of your more personally special moments related to hosting the podcast so far? I know you're still kind of a rookie, but you know, what do you got?
Throwing it out there. Although you were the Padawan, remember?
Padawan, yes, that's right.
Special moments. Gosh, I remember when Patrick, so the head of our podcast, called me to actually tell me that I was going to be able to fill Milena's shoes while she was on maternity leave. I think that was quite a special moment because, again, it's crazy how much and how many different things we can do at Bosch, and it has nothing to do with our job. And I think that was quite a special moment. And I think just growing into the role.
I have to say, my hats off to you. I think you've fallen into this co-hosting role quite easily.
You so much.
You're a natural.
You've made it easy, though.
We have great coaches.
Yes, we do.
You already mentioned Patrick. We also have our producer, Steffi, in Berlin. We have a great team.
We definitely do.
That's what it's really all about, obviously. But, you know, we also have some feedback directly from listeners and other colleagues that we have to share.
Aww.
Can we have a first bit of that?
Hi, Geoff. Hi, Milena. And hi, Shuko.
Aww.
This is Elisabeth from Stuttgart, Germany. I listened to the recent episode, which is Controlling Our ID with Self-Sovereign Identities, and I was totally amazed. You spoke about technology and what does this has to do with our capacity of our brain, and wow, it was really stunning. Kisses.
Shuko, hello.
Hi, Geoff.
Do you remember the last time you had a regular phone call?
Without the video on, or?
Yeah, not a video call, a phone call, like ring, ring, hello, you don't know who's on the other line. I have a theory. I have a theory why most of our calls are video now. It's because, clearly, they convey a lot more information. Welcome, everyone, to this episode in which we will discuss identities. Not just in the physical world, but mostly in the digital world.
And it's going to be magical.
That was a good one.
It wasn't a great one.
That's so good to hear from Elizabeth.
But funnily enough, she talked about the episode of self-sovereign identities, and that was actually one of my favorite episodes as well.
It's a good one. It's a really good one.
I thought it was really interesting, this whole regaining control. You know, we're in a world where it's become more flexible and we're sharing more and more information. And to be able to become more flexible, we need to share more information. And just the thought of having to work on something to protect ourselves in this ever-changing world is quite fascinating. And I find it quite cool that there are still some people that are fighting these battles for us, so to say. And so for me,
fully agreed.
SSI was definitely my favorite episode.
Yeah, so SSI, or self-sovereign identity, is a concept of a form of user-centric identity. User-centric in the sense that the user should be in control over their identity. They should have full access to the identity. They should be the ones giving consent for the use.
Exactly.
And it should be protected, of course. So it's not something that can be easily stolen. And then the other aspect in SSI, and that's a really important aspect, is data minimization. So first of all, user-centric. So I, as a user, am in full control. And then data minimization, I don't want to show everything. I only show exactly what you need to see.
So not just the wrap up from the SSI and hearing again from Christian, which is nice, but we have a couple more fans to hear from.
My name is Johanna from Germany, and I really loved the episode about our new wafer fab in Dresden. This was absolutely amazing, and the second one I really loved was the Milky Way episode.
Well, the Milky Way episode was a little sad from my side because that was when we had to say goodbye to Milena. Last episode we're hosting together, Milena. At least before your maternity leave.
I'm already getting a little sentimental here.
Do I hear some tears welling up?
Yeah. I truly had the very best time for those past 14 episodes, Geoff.
Me too.
Back to topic. Humidity and breast milk.
So let's jump right in.
And let's start with humidity. It can be such a relief when temperatures finally drop a bit during a summer storm.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I actually crave one. When the air gets so muggy and you can just feel it in the air and you just start sweating without even moving. And then all of a sudden just the humidity is gone.
Feel you. Yeah. Is it though? Question Geoff?
Mark. I don't know.
Because part of that rainwater evaporates. Sometimes you can see the steam. So it seems to be getting even more humid. The answer is it's complicated, as usual.
Of course it is. So please enlighten me. For those listeners that don't quite remember the Milky Way episode, this was a new piece of technology in Vietnam, which offers a milk delivery service for mothers to ensure that the product remains cool even in the hot and humid weather.
And product being
breast milk.
Fresh breast milk, yeah.
Yeah. And we also have a nice little clip from Leah.
Hi, I'm Leah from the UK. I also really liked how Melina explained how she goes for a run during her lunch break.
This is my very first workout voice memo.
As a way of separating her home working environment from outside. I also do this to remove screen fatigue and also get to spend some time away from my desk. So I think it's something that I could really relate to.
I have to say the Sensor Tech episode with the fitness tracker was also probably Milena's favorite. She's not here right now, but I guess that would have been her answer. I know she had a really good time doing the workouts that we designed together. I say that only with a little bit of sarcasm.
It's such a shame that we don't have a visual of this.
To test out this fitness tracker that Bosch has created, we actually designed our own workouts. And so Milena and I did these workouts in the mornings or sometimes at lunch, as Milena said, and really, really got into it. And our producers were quite generous in using the sound effects from us in that episode as well.
Well, if you put the effort into it.
It was very authentic.
So, I just completed 5.5 kilometers.
I gotta say, my cardio isn't what I hoped it would be.
So yeah, that's it for day number 1, I think. First test run with the new Bosch fitness tracker.
The biggest challenge is that no one does fitness in the same way. Every individual has their own style, which makes it very difficult for fitness tracker designers to actually design a standard solution. This new sensor actually makes it easy to personalize the fitness tracker to the individual. As the user starts to use the device, then the sensor learns from the user itself and personalizes the tracking system for that user.
We also have actually a fan email from Natalie from Germany, especially the episode about visual analytics to help understand artificial intelligence really fascinated me. I haven't thought about the question whether AI decisions might be biased, as you might think that a machine doesn't favor anyone. I took away from that episode that the database is crucial, and since then, I have often noticed this problem in my everyday life. Finally, if I may submit a topic request, I would love a robotics episode.
I love how we're bringing in topic requests as well.
I love it, and I'm sure we can find something.
So sending this again Patrick's way, so head of podcasts.
Wink and a nod, dear executive producer. Yeah.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Okay, we have him on record now.
But Geoff, we're talking about my favorite episode and our listeners' episodes. How about you? Was there one in 2021 that really stuck out?
Yeah, for me, it was episode 12, the Formula E episode that we did.
All 5 lights are on. And we go green in Monaco. It's a lot of wheel spin for Pascal Wehrlein further back, and Evans has got a good getaway. He might have the inside coming into Sandervoort. Locks both his front wheels. Price tries to hang it around the outside and keeps second position. Everybody else steaming in. Rasted 3 wide. Coming up through...
I fully disagree with people calling it sounding like a vacuum cleaner. It does not at all. It's completely different. I started to enjoy, actually, the sound these cars make. It's quite cool. It's futuristic. It feels powerful. It feels fast, also thanks to that sound.
Roland is behind him in 6th position, so no real changes there.
I really enjoyed this overall. Not just because I thought the sound effects for the episode were just phenomenal. Really, that's no joke. I really loved that. Hello, listeners. Hello, Milena. Oh, I see you are already pretty much into the sound of this episode.
I truly am. It's my podcast control unit.
I had the feeling that the content overall really brought together all of the topics that we've been touching on. Mm-hmm. It talks about machine learning. It talks about data-driven decision-making. It talks about electrification of vehicles, obviously. And it's bringing all of these things together, which have not only a huge impact on our organization, the way we do business, the way we structure ourselves, but also how things are happening in everyday life. So for me, it was really just the cherry on top of the cake, bringing everything together, and especially having the opportunity to hear from the experts on how they've developed these products. And speaking of the guests that we had the opportunity to speak to, I would like to bring a call back to our Formula E driver, Nico Müller.
The single beep that we get is the one that suggests us in a certain location on the track to come off the throttle before you naturally would, because you can still keep accelerating and make the corner. But to do the most efficient lap with the amount of energy you have available, the car then suggests you lift at this point, you coast for a short amount of time. So you just sail, as we would say. You're not on the throttle, not on the brake, you're just rolling. And then there's another beep coming after that in a kind of a different tone. We call them kind of beep and bops. And that one then suggests to regen, so to pull the pedal in that location. So you start slowing down for the corner, which is coming up. And then you decide by yourself when you also need to apply brake pressure at the same time. So once you see that the stopping power that you get from the regen is not enough, you start to add on the front brakes at the same time.
Good choice.
Well, thank you. And the clip we just heard, those beeps and bops, kind of took me back. Well, of course, in that particular episode, I remember Milena was teasing me with the little machine. But having all those effects within the structure of the show, I don't know about you, Shuko,
Totally
but I really appreciate it. I think it really rounds out the content.
Even though I'm still waiting for that one episode where I get to hear Geoff sing.
Oh, God. No, you already did. You already did.
But I mean, I was
With
hoping for a
Dust.
full song.
Come on. You don't remember Dust? It's even on YouTube.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, I can't say I'm terribly pleased about this, but it's there. It exists. I can't deny reality.
Cleaning up.
Dust.
Clean room class number 1.
Absolutely.
Cleaning up. Cleaning up. Cleaning up.
Dust.
But no, that I know.
Yeah, that was the song. They made a
But
whole...
it's not really singing.
I mean, people noticed. I was getting text messages about this. Dust.
And even Tanja Rückert is a huge fan of the podcast.
Hello, this is Tanja Rückert. I'm the Chief Digital Officer of the Bosch Group. So your podcast From Know-How to Wow is fantastic because it makes my travel times from just a usual ride now to excitement, fun and learning experience. From know-how to wow is a great mixture of education and entertainment. Actually, having fun while working is completely underestimated.
Oh, wow.
So this is a powerful combination. Well done. The episodes about tech for climate and siren detection are my favorites so far. Technology invented for life, easily explained, and high customer and user benefit. Many greetings to both of you, Shuko and Geoff, and also to Milena, who is currently on a very important leave, a parental leave. So I wish 3 of you and all fellow listeners a wow year 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, that was another wow for the podcast.
That was absolutely unexpected. What a wonderful way to cap off the year.
Hey, maybe we should invite Tanya to the show next year.
So if Tanya is really that excited about it, for sure, we would love to have her as a guest.
I'm sure we'll be able to find an episode where we can tie that in quite nicely as well.
That would be really fun.
So Geoff, we've been talking about all of the feedback that we've gotten from fans of the podcast. We've had audio recording. Some people have written us really nice emails, but we've actually have a few surprise feedbacks, I would say. Some people have even taken the time to compose songs.
Wow.
And so moving on to Jonne. So Jonne's given us a little tune.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Yeah, here it's lovely. It's a masterpiece. Thank you, Jonne. That was fantastic.
Thank you so much, Jonne.
Yeah. Greetings from Dresden, Germany. This was my little son. Just for you.
So that was Enrico. If you guys remember, he was one of our special guests in the Dresden episode. And he's given us also a small little audio statement to accompany the little jingle his son composed for us.
Special greetings from Dresden, Germany, out of the factory of the future. I'm Enrico Neuber. And since I was in the show 2021, I'm addicted, so to say, trying to listen to every episode to get the Tesh facts and especially the wow effect.
Addicted.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. That's really cool. And this is worth noting right now, because since we did that episode and since that factory's opened up, Bosch has decided to invest a further 400 million euros in this, which is an extraordinary amount of money in any circumstance,
Definitely.
but especially on top of, I think the factory build at first was already 1.2 billion, something like this. So the investment Bosch is doing to secure this supply chain problem we have right now in the semiconductors is just enormous. It's so cool. I love it.
So moving on to another fan email that we've received from Michael. So I'm also reading this. There's a lot of companies' podcasts out there. And let's be honest, most of them work as an extension of the marketing department. From know-how to wow, therefore, is outstanding. Not only it combines interesting and most current topics of the industry, but also mixes them with the entertaining factor, which is mandatory for a successful podcast. Just to quote a famous person, from know-how to wow is like chess for your brain, but without dices.
I'm sorry. I'm confused by the quote because it's like chess for your brain, but without dice.
Still confused? I know.
I don't understand. Maybe it's a throwback to the SSI episode because that relies a lot on cryptography. Maybe it's an encrypted message and I just don't have the key.
Maybe.
So, Shuko, now that we've heard from so many of our listeners, including Tanya, I'm still blown away by that. I love it. I have to say, maybe we can hear a little bit about our future plans for the podcast since we do have Patrick on the line.
Can I have a drum roll?
I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. You know, my dream would be a live show with you. Let's see if we can realize this together.
That would be fantastic.
And we shouldn't forget one of our fans has put in a request as well. So potentially we have to see how we can we can kind of lodge that in one of the 12 episodes that we will be able to do next year.
We'll make it happen.
Geoff, looking in towards the future, do you guys also do New Year's resolutions?
Oh, but of course. We all do. Come on.
Do you hold? Yeah, but this is always something I always find funny. We do New Year's resolutions. Do you really keep to them? This is why I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore. I set myself a motto for the year and try to follow that. So, for example, or it's not a motto, but a mantra. So, for example, in 2021, my big one was always try to stay positive, because 2020 was a hard year for everybody.
That especially makes sense,
And I mean, in my industry, events were being cancelled, or we were not able to meet people through the different physical events, so everything went digital. And it was kind of hard to always think about, okay, the good things of it. So be positive was, or always try to stay positive was a big one. And now I have to kind of think, what am I going to do for 2022?
Yeah, you kind of want something fresh, but I think
definitely.
I think for sure we're going to need to keep that part of the mantra of stay positive. But it makes sense. I like it. I'm going to have to think about that.
Can't wait about it. That'll be my first question in the January episode.
Perfect. That's a plan.
All that is left for us to wish you is a bonne année, and can't wait to hear from you in 2022.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Bye.
From know-how to wow. The Bosch Global Podcast.